So Frederic asked if we should be including elements of the foreword, specifically quotes. The answer to that question is no. You don't need to include a specific quote, but I would like you to be inspired by what the foreword includes, what Alicia Elliott, okay, has to say about what all of these stories, what ties all of them together. And this is where I took my inspiration from. So reading and understanding the foreword are very important to properly reading and understanding all of the stories in the series. All right, so this is a basic old school essay format. There's nothing crazy here at all. This is your title, your introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, conclusion, your so-called sandwich. So when I was a student, my teachers often referred to this as a sandwich. Your introduction, 1, 2, 3, conclusion. Simple, simple. Starts off with your title, which I'd like you to remember to include. Your introduction, we're going to talk more about in a few minutes. That'll include your thesis statements. We'll talk again more about that in a few minutes. Paragraph 1, Annie of Red River. Paragraph 2, Tilted Ground. Paragraph 3, Peggy, conclusion. In a few moments, I'll be talking to you about what is a topic sentence, what is a thesis statement, what is a good introduction, and what is a good and effective conclusion. The introduction. Okay, the introduction is going to introduce the subject of your essay. Okay, helps me understand why you're writing the text. And I'm asking you for some background. I'm asking you to include some elements of the foreword, like I mentioned to Frédéric earlier, either inspired by the ideas of the foreword, or you can quote a passage from the foreword, but it does need to include something about 150 years this place retold. And I think that is a significant part of your introduction. Now it's going to end with a thesis statement. So your thesis statement, okay, is going to include a sense of hero. So Annie of Red River, Chief Billy Sue, and Peggy are all heroes because 1, 2, 3. Now, if I go back over here to what your essay should look like, okay, here you're going to write, okay, Chief Annie of Red River, Chief Billy Sue, Peggy are heroes because 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. So why is Annie of Red River a hero? Why is Chief Billy Sue a hero? Why is Peggy a hero? That should be your thesis statement telling me what you're going to be arguing. So perhaps 3 reasons. Perhaps you could use 3 adjectives. So you could say Annie of Red River is courageous. Chief Billy Sue is inspiring, and Peggy is brave. Boom, 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 bang, bang. Your 3 reasons, or your 3 adjectives, if you like, that are then going to go 1, 2, and 3. So let me pause for a moment, see if there are any smart peeps with questions. Your introduction is going to include a background, the foreword, okay, that I provided on Moodle. That's most of this over here, followed by your thesis statement, which is and always is the last sentence. It's not here, it's not hiding over here, it's the last one. So again, as I mentioned before, Annie of Red River, Chief Billy Sue, and Peggy are heroes. 1, 2, 3. Body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, conclusion. So let me. At the end of your introduction is where you include your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is going to tell me the 3 angles that you've taken for Annie of Red River, Chief Billy Sue, and Peggy. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stop repeating that because I've said it already a few times. That's at the end of your introduction. Now, the real challenge now, but I find a lot of students get confused, is a so-called topic sentence. But it's super easy to understand. Basically, in your thesis statements, if we use the example, Annie of Red River is courageous, Chief Billy Sue is aspiring, Peggy is brave. This is going to be my body paragraph 1, Annie of Red River courageous. My body paragraph 2, Chief Billy Sue inspiring. Body paragraph 3, Peggy brave. The first sentence in each one of those 3 body paragraphs needs to be tied very clearly to what? So obviously your topic sentence number 1 is going to go back to Annie of Red River, brave. Your topic sentence number 2 is going to go back to Chief Billy Sue, inspiring. Topic sentence 3, Peggy, brave. Did I say courageous, inspiring, and brave? Now you're going to make it a little sentence, but that is what a topic sentence is called. So when I look at your thesis statement, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to look body paragraph 1. Is it with 1? Is body paragraph 2 with 2? Is body paragraph 3 with 3? Is 1 Annie? Is 2 Chief Billy Sue? Is 3 Peggy? Boom. And then that's it. Okay, that's what a topic sentence is. It's really not any more complicated than that. So if I come back to our basic structure over here, okay, we have our 3 reasons, and here comes reason number 1, here's reason number 2, and here's reason number 3. So when I read that first sentence, it needs to be clearly, and you can use words like first, furthermore, second, finally, in conclusion. Okay, the in conclusion should be over here. That's going to make me know 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to read more into each one of your separate body paragraphs. So before we move on, okay, now that we've understood the introduction, okay, we've already talked about your body paragraph 1, 2, 3, your thesis statement, topic sentence 1, topic sentence 2, topic sentence 3. The whole of your essay is already organized, okay? I organized it for you. All you have to do is kind of throw in the information. Like I created a recipe, all you have to do is cook up your essay. So it's not one of those open-ended essays where, I don't know, write to me about what you did in the summer. You're like, oh man. No, I've given you very clear guidelines. And I did that so that, first of all, we could be really recycling the book in an appropriate way. But I did that also so that there's more clarity in terms of what's to be expected from you. Now, the conclusion, okay, should do these 3 things here. You should restate your thesis. So you need to remind me when I finish your essay what it was that you started with in your thesis statement. So for me, it was Annie of Red River courageous, Chief Billy Sue inspiring, and Peggy was brave. Now, if you want, get crazy, you can go to Word Reference or another site. You can look for synonyms. That's always a good thing, is to kind of restate it. Summarize your main points. So why? This is where probably you're going to have the most questions because it's vague. Now, I'm going to ask you to stick to the book just to keep life easy. I don't want you going all over the internet and finding things on the internet. I don't think there's anything wrong with this book here. And if you like, afterwards, I can show you a couple of places where you can get a quote if you want to use a quote. Okay, there are quotations you can take throughout the book. You can make an interesting closing statement, why you think this book is important, or what these things can do to make us better people, better Canadians, better Quebecois, however you want to put it. End up with a suggestion. Maybe we should read more about Peggy. Maybe we should learn more about him. Maybe we should, one of the beautiful suggestions, in fact, off the top of my head, and if you remind me afterwards, I'll show it to you again. It is about the so-called, the seed. So if you remind me after, you say, Chris, what are you talking about the seed? If you read the foreword, Alicia Elliott talks about a seed, planting a seed in our minds and in our hearts that every story is meant to make grow. You can have some type of prediction for the future, some type of hope that you want to happen, some type of thing. And it's normally a fairly easy thing to do over here. All right. So that's pretty much what an effective conclusion looks like. Now, before I go back and wrap up everything that I just said, I'll pause it again. The first thing you can go to on our Moodle site is have a very detailed recipe. I like the word recipe. This is a recipe. I'm helping you create an essay. And really your job is really more demonstrating your understanding than being worried about the specifics. And I did that on purpose. I'm more interested in seeing your understanding than I am of, watching you create the recipe. So you have 150 years, you got your forward over here. 1, 2, 3. That becomes 1, 2, 3. Every body paragraph must begin with a topic sentence. You see, I repeated it. Every body paragraph must include a quote. Related, of course, so not just like a random quote. Billy Sue said, hello, I put in a quote, Chris, woo! Yeah, no. Okay, you're gonna have to relate it over here somehow to why this person is a hero. And as I mentioned briefly earlier in the summary, in the conclusion, you're gonna summarize hope or quote from one of the stories. At the bottom over here, I've given you an example of what a proper reference looks like, a proper citation looks like. So this would be Annie of Red River, Tilted Ground, Peggy. This doesn't change, okay? That stays the same, but then you're going to change the name of the author, who wrote one, the other, the other. Finally, this is going to remain the same as well, okay? And what you're going to be changing is your page number that you took the quote from, wherever you use a quote. So Ms. Ball, Frederic, if you decide to use a quote over here, well, then you're going to have to include it, okay, with a specific page number that you've taken it from. This is what the énoncé de travaux looks like. Here, you write your beautiful name. If you forget to put your name, it's not the end of the world, because when you give me your work on Leia, it already includes your family name. But it just makes my life a little bit easier. But if you forget it, it's not the end of the world. I've added, this is a link to the document that I showed you earlier with the detailed outline, your introduction, blah, 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 all of that. I'd like you to include a word count at the end of your essay, okay? And I'd like you to write your essay here. Now, this one is for you, Chicano. This, I need you to listen carefully. Please, I know, you'll see why I'm saying this in a minute. If you're using a Mac, or if you're using a Chromebook, the CEGEP did not give me. I cannot read your pages document. I cannot read. Can't read it. So please send only as a Word or a PDF. Please do not send me a pages document, because it just makes my life a little bit more difficult. If it happens, it's not the end of the world, I'll remind you. But please, if you can, all right? If you're a Mac student or Chromebook person, or I don't know, whatever your technological addiction is that. If the world of énoncé de travaux is new to you, if you don't know what that's all about, guess what? That's right. I made a video, a video on how the whole world of an énoncé de travaux, and this is a special video because a student helped me make it. She gave me access to her Omnivox, so I could show you what an énoncé de travaux looks like as a student and then as a teacher. Everything, okay? Where is it? How does it work? How do you download it? And I need to stop this video now. It's all there on Moodle.